What truly makes an ancient discovery amazing? Well, it has to spark curiosity. It has to reveal something new about how our ancestors lived. And it has to rise above the endless stream of finds unearthed across the world every single day. Those are the exact standards we use when creating videos like this one, and we can confidently say that what you're about to see is yet another video packed with extraordinary and unforgettable archaeological discoveries on Earth. Let's begin this list with number 15, Gungiwamp. Gungiwamp is the kind of archaeological site that feels almost designed to frustrate experts. This site in Groton is a chaotic layering of human activity that refuses to make sense. Artifacts from different eras appear stacked in the wrong order, with older objects sitting above newer ones. Colonial-era tools turn up inside stone chambers that may date back to the Neolithic period. Stone rings lie buried in the soil, while strange carvings etched into nearby rocks offer no clear meaning. Human presence here is undeniable, stretching across centuries, yet no one can say who arrived first. One theory suggests Celtic Christian monks reached the site in the 6th century while fleeing Norse attackers, but that idea falls apart quickly. Gungiwamp already existed long before then. The oldest artifacts uncovered are stone tools, roughly 3,500 years old. Whether they belong to early Native American groups or an unknown culture remains completely unanswered. This site keeps its secrets no matter how long or hard it's studied. Number 14, Towers of Silence. There are a lot of ancient discoveries, but only a few ancient structures carry an atmosphere as heavy as the Towers of Silence scattered around Yazd, Iran. Their purpose alone explains why. For centuries, Zoroastrians brought their dead to these elevated stone platforms, not to abandon them, but to protect the living. According to Zoroastrian belief, a body becomes spiritually impure immediately after death, vulnerable to demonic contamination. Burial or cremation would corrupt the sacred elements of earth and fire. The solution was exposure. Bodies were arranged atop the towers in concentric circles, with men placed along the outer ring, women inside, and children at the center. There, they were left to the sun and scavenging birds until only clean bones remained. Those bones were later collected and stored within ossuaries inside the towers. Then, though the practice feels ancient, it continued until the late 20th century. Thousands of bodies passed through these structures, making them less monuments than silent witnesses to belief, ritual, and the uncomfortable realities of mortality. Number 13, Nazca trophy heads. The Nazca lines may be Peru's most famous ancient creations, but trust us, they aren't the only most unsettling things. Because that distinction belongs to the severed actual human heads discovered throughout the region. For years, historians assumed these trophy heads came from defeated enemies taken in battle. But that theory collapsed in 2009. Scientists studying preserved examples at Chicago's Field Museum found that the heads belonged to people from the same communities as those who collected them. These were not foreign victims, they were locals. The discovery reshaped how experts understand the practice. Rather than symbols of conquest, the heads may have played a role in ancestor worship between 1,500 and 2,000 years ago. Each skull was prepared, with holes drilled through the bone so woven cords could pass through. This suggests the heads were worn, likely during rituals or ceremonies. The preservation techniques were so effective that many still retain full heads of hair even today. Number 12, Skara Brae and the settlement of Skara Brae. Well, archaeological comparisons to Pompeii are usually exaggerated, but this discovery made in Orkney in November 2021 earned the reference. Beneath ground already believed to be fully explored, researchers found a previously unknown Neolithic settlement hidden within the famous site of Skara Brae. The find was unexpected, not only for its location, but for what it revealed about daily life 5,000 years ago. These stone-built homes were not crude shelters. Each structure contained a single spacious room equipped with stone cupboards, beds, and furniture resembling modern dressing tables. Square hearths provided warmth, while saddle querns allowed grain to be ground indoors. Everything about the layout suggests comfort, routine, and permanence rather than survival alone. Here, fire and food preparation were central, shaping how each home functioned. The settlement, known as Skara Brae, appears to predate the already ancient Skara Brae, quietly rewriting what was thought to be understood about the site. Even well-studied places can still hide entire chapters of history beneath our feet. The number 11. Newly discovered geoglyphs. Near the Nazca lines. The Nazca lines have puzzled researchers for nearly a century, yet nearby discoveries show the desert still has more to reveal. Back in 2018, archaeologists identified dozens of enormous ancient drawings hidden across the Peruvian desert near the famous site. These geoglyphs remained invisible for centuries, only emerging through advances in drone photography. Over 50 were documented in a single survey, many too faint to be clearly seen from ground level. Some likely belong to the Nazca culture, active between the 2nd and 7th centuries. But there are others that appear much older and are attributed to the Paracas or Topara peoples. The styles differ noticeably. More expressive figures, including birds, flowers, pelicans, and then surreal scenes such as a monkey tethered to a flying human, are usually linked to Paracas artists. Despite their size and effort, the purpose of these images remains unknown. That uncertainty isn't unusual. Even after decades of study, the meaning of the Nazca lines themselves continues to escape explanation, proving that scale doesn't guarantee clarity. Number 10. Xiaohe cemetery mummification is usually deliberate, but in the Tarim Basin desert, nature handled the work itself. The mummies buried at Xiaohe Cemetery are among the most puzzling ever discovered. The people who placed their dead here did so over an astonishing span of time, beginning around 4,000 years ago and continuing for more than 2 millennia. The desert's dry conditions preserved skin, hair, and clothing with remarkable clarity. What confounds archaeologists most is how these individuals were buried. Many rest inside wooden coffins shaped like boats, despite the surrounding landscape being nothing but sand for miles. There are no rivers or coastlines, and genetic analysis deepened the mystery. Studies published in 2021 revealed these people were not related to modern inhabitants of the region. Instead, they descended from ancient North Eurasians, a population that no longer exists. Technologically capable yet socially isolated, their refusal to blend with neighboring groups may explain why their culture vanished entirely. Number 9. The Assyrian marriage contract. Modern debates about prenuptial agreements often frame them as unromantic, but the concept is far older than most people realize. One of the earliest known examples dates back 4,000 years. Carved into clay, this Assyrian marriage contract outlines the union between a man named Lakapum and his wife, Hatala. The document is strikingly detailed. It addresses inheritance, divorce, and even infertility. If the couple failed to conceive within 2 years, Hatala was permitted to arrange a surrogate. The solution reflects its era, requiring her to provide a female slave for her husband, who would later be sold once a child was born. Divorce was also addressed with blunt clarity. Either spouse could initiate it, but doing so came at a cost: 5 minas of silver. This wasn't loose change. A mina was a unit of weight, making the fee substantial. The tablet was discovered at Xiaohe, an ancient trade center that continues to produce some of the most revealing documents of early human law and domestic life. And number 8. The Sword of Saints Cosmas and Damian Well. Certainty is rare when it comes to the Sword of Essen. Experts agree on only 2 points. It is ancient, and it is exceptionally made. But everything else remains open to debate. Sometimes called the Sword of Saints Cosmas and Damian, it may have served a ceremonial goal rather than being forged strictly for combat. The blade itself dates to the 10th century, while the gold decorations were added a century later. Silver fittings didn't appear until the 15th century, turning the weapon into a layered timeline of craftsmanship. Today, it rests in Essen, where tradition claims it was gifted to the local abbey by Emperor Otto III in 993 to honor the city's patron saints. Not everyone accepts that story. Studies conducted in the 1990s suggest the sword was already old by the time Otto lived and had likely seen real battle before being cleaned and adorned. Decorative elements closely resemble artwork from Essen Cathedral, hinting that the sword may have been produced locally rather than arriving as an imperial gift. Number 7. Ice Age dental fillings. Modern dentistry already makes people uneasy, but ancient dentistry borders on horrifying. The earliest known dental fillings were discovered in 2017 at Riparo Fredian, an Ice Age burial site in Italy. The remains belong to someone who lived around 13,000 years ago and suffered from extreme tooth decay. Large cavities had eaten through the front teeth, exposing the pulp and causing constant pain. Evidence suggests an attempt was made to treat the damage. A sharp handheld tool scraped out the infected tissue, a method that likely increased the suffering by enlarging the holes. Relief came through a second attempt. The cavities were packed with bitumen, a naturally sticky substance that hardened inside the tooth. It functioned as a primitive filling, sealing the damage and reducing discomfort. The process must have been agonizing, yet it was intentional and carefully applied. Long before drills or anesthesia, someone understood pain, decay, and treatment. Compared to this, the modern dentist's chair feels merciful. Number 6. The Bloomberg tablets. The Bloomberg tablets sound modern, but they are among Britain's oldest written records. They were uncovered during excavations at the Bloomberg building site in London's financial district in 2010. Dating to the Roman occupation of Britain, and the tablets were created sometime between AD 50 and 80. Written on thin wooden sheets, their ink has faded, making translation difficult. Even so, experts identified their contents. 43 tablets contain personal correspondence, while others record legal matters, bookkeeping accounts, and miscellaneous notes. Among them are Britain's earliest known financial documents and evidence of a pre-trial hearing, suggesting an organized legal system already existed. As the Vindolanda tablets found further north, these writings reveal daily life rather than grand history. Contracts, debts, disputes, and messages passed between ordinary people dominate the text. Together, they show that Roman London was already a functioning administrative center. Long before skyscrapers and stock exchanges, paperwork, accounting, and bureaucracy were already shaping the city's identity. Number 5. Roman sanctuary at Doliche. Doliche is no stranger to archaeological attention, which made the discovery in October 2021 all the more embarrassing for modern technology. This ancient city had been surveyed and excavated repeatedly over the years. Ground-penetrating radar showed nothing unusual. Even so, experts chose to dig. Beneath the surface, they uncovered a large Roman sanctuary that technology had completely missed. Doliche began as a Hellenistic settlement more than 2,200 years ago, before being absorbed into the Roman Empire in AD 72. The newly found temple complex shows signs of deliberate destruction, not just natural decay. Evidence of looting and vandalism suggests it was intentionally targeted. Architecturally, and it doesn't match typical Roman temple designs from the Eastern Mediterranean. Instead, it resembles structures found in southern Syria and Palmyra. Archaeologists still don't know which deity the sanctuary honored. What they do know is that their instruments failed, and sometimes intuition still beats machines. Number 4. Sayh Artificial Island. The idea of artificial islands often feels modern, tied to cranes and concrete. That assumption cracked in February 2022. British archaeologists studying Sayh Island in Muharraq, Bahrain, concluded the landform was deliberately constructed around 1,200 years ago. For generations, it had been assumed natural. Closer inspection revealed layered walls made from coral blocks, carefully arranged through a process known as sea filling. The reason for the effort lay beneath the surface. A freshwater spring flowed up through the seabed, offering a rare and valuable resource in a marine environment. Archaeologists discovered a mechanism designed to lift and distribute that water to boats anchored nearby. The island may have supported early pearling activity, an industry central to Bahrain's history. Until recently, erosion threatened to erase the structure. Recognition came just in time. The island is now registered on Bahrain's National Heritage List, preserved not as a curiosity, but as evidence of early engineering ingenuity. Number 3. San Juan de Gaztelugatxe. Scattered around Spain's coastline are countless small islands, most of them forgotten and unremarkable. Gaztelugatxe is not one of them. Rising sharply from the sea, and this rocky outcrop is connected to the mainland by a winding stone bridge and a staircase that feels more imagined than engineered. The structure dates back to the medieval period, and its presence immediately raises questions. The island was uninhabited until the 11th century, when someone decided it would serve as the perfect site for a religious hermitage. That decision alone was ambitious. Building a permanent stone connection to the mainland was something else entirely. The effort required would have been enormous for the era, yet the bridge still stands today. Legends claim the Knights Templar were responsible for its construction, though no proof has ever surfaced. What is certain is that the hermitage has been attacked, damaged, and destroyed multiple times over the centuries. Each time someone returned and rebuilt it. Number 2. Herwen Hemmeling Roman Sanctuary. In 2022, archaeologists found a Roman temple complex near the village of Herwen Hemmeling in the Netherlands. The region was already recognized as archaeologically important, sitting along the northern frontier of the Roman Empire. This sanctuary may be the oldest Roman religious complex ever identified in the country. Excavations revealed fragments of statues, painted plaster, stone reliefs, and several intact votive stones. Each dedication honored Hercules Magosanus, a hybrid deity combining the Roman Hercules with a local Germanic god. The blending was likely intentional. By merging Roman and indigenous beliefs, imperial authorities may have hoped to ease tensions with tribes that frequently resisted Roman rule. The location itself supports that theory, as this area marked Rome's unstable northern boundary. Rather than erasing local culture, the sanctuary suggests an amazing strategy of adaptation and negotiation. Number 1. Kaa's protractor. What makes an archaeological object unforgettable usually comes down to surprise. Among the many things pulled from ancient Egyptian tombs, few are stranger than a solid bar with a circular base discovered in 1906. It was found inside the tomb of Ka, a master architect responsible for designing royal tombs during Egypt's 18th dynasty more than 3,400 years ago. For over a century, no one could agree on what the object actually was. It looked decorative, almost ceremonial, yet too precise to be meaningless. Eventually, a close study of the markings carved into its face revealed a pattern. Now, what once seemed ornamental now appears to form a 16-point compass rose arranged around a zigzag circle. When placed on a slope, the straight edge could align with the surface, while a plumb line attached to the circular base measured inclination. If correct, this makes it the world's oldest known protractor, and yet another reminder that ancient Egyptian mathematics was far more advanced than we often think. If you found this video interesting, be sure to like and subscribe. Thanks for watching. We'll see you soon.